don't know about you, but I've heard it said in the past that TV soaps don't reflect real life. The criticism being there can't possibly be that amount of deaths, affairs and tragedies and so on, because real life isn't like that. Most of the time it's mundane, and when something like that does happen, it's big news. I mean, once upon a time a murder would be big news, that would be headline news, everyone would be talking about it. But now we've got these things that were once considered out of the ordinary happening as everyday occurrences. And look at the soap headlines on the TV guide that I bought today. We've got murder, first of all, and what's going to happen there is Liam's going to be murdered because he's cheated on his wife by sleeping with his sister-in-law, and now her husband's found out and is going to kill him. That might sound quite sensational really, but you know, in these days people's hearts are wicked. How many times are things like this going on? And then we've got suicide. Andy's going to commit suicide because he's been beating up his wife, now everybody knows. Jack's going to kiss Ronnie, even though he's living with his brother's wife. And we've got someone here seeking revenge. I won't say that name because I can't pronounce it because I don't watch that one. Sorry if you couldn't see that. There it is anyway. And just looking at that, rather than Soapland, this could almost be a newspaper with headlines from today, couldn't it? Because like I said, what was once a rare occurrence, these things are happening all over the place, and it's not the big news that it used to be, but a reflection of the times we're living in. It's a reflection of Bible prophecy. I'm just going to read 2 Timothy 3, 1-4. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control. That's a good one, isn't it, from what I've just read? People aren't able to control the wickedness in their hearts. Things that perhaps they would have kept hidden once upon a time are now coming out, and they don't have self-control. They're acting upon their anger, they're hurting people, and they're having affairs rather than try and make an effort to keep their marriages together and so on. Brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Now, as I said in my last video, there is an answer, and that's to trust in God rather than anything or anyone else. We can't change a lot of what is happening, but what we can change is how we see it and how we deal with it, and perhaps what we do with it as well. Now, I was thinking today about one of those soap lines in particular, and that headline, sorry, in particular, that was suicide, because I heard today that someone had committed suicide in a very horrible way, and that person was in debt. Now, that's not an isolated case. These things are happening. People are worrying about money, they are struggling, and they are finding it hard to cope. Yet to throw your life away over debts isn't the answer. It might seem like it gives you some control over the situation, but it's the devil that gives people suicidal thoughts. It's him that will rub it in and tell you, yes, you're right, there is no hope. And the option of suicide may be appealing in a way, because it's a way to take control of your situation and end your suffering, but that's a trick. And the way that I see this is that if you think your life is worth so little, imagine you've been diagnosed with cancer or AIDS or something. Doesn't that make you want to live? Doesn't it make you see it differently? It would me. But even if it doesn't, think about Jesus, because he thought your life was worth fighting for. That's why he died on the cross for you, and that's why he's holding out his hand now and wants to help you. In fact, you may have listened to this and think, well, I have been diagnosed with cancer or AIDS or something like that. But the answer for you is just the same as it is for the person who's in despair over debt. The answer is Jesus. He's there to help everybody who will come to him in humility and ask him. He's standing there waiting. So if you need help, if you want help in these days, don't stand on the outside and think about suicide. Think about how hopeless everything is. Look above it all and see Jesus, because he's there and he's waiting to help you.